think one of the things that I feel I want to say is that I was very impressed with the spirit that people had when they were participating. It's a very difficult issue. There's a lot of emotion, a lot of passion, and but in the sessions that I was in, people were so respectful and well behaved, and I thought this is a good example of us coming together and really listening to each other.
I agree with that, Tom. The sense I had was that everybody there wanted it to be a safe place. And even though people were taking at times very strong positions on the issue of sexuality, they listened attentively to others that may have had a different opinion. And I thought that was what we tried to set in our talking about before we ever started the sessions. We talked about trying to set that place where people would listen. I know in one of the settings, I told them that there would be a 10-second silence, a maximum of 3 minutes, and a 10-second silence before I would call on the next person. And I explained the reason. And I jokingly said, we might as well try that in some of our church council meetings. But that's, I think we all were able to set that kind of listening and safe place for people to say, this is where I am, this is where I live, this is what I'm dealing with, or how I'm facing this, or maybe even other issues.
And the ones that I served as the moderator, same thing. Strong passion, strong opinions on both sides, but very respectful of each other. And the thing that surprised me, whether the session was in a rural setting or in an urban setting, there were not huge differences in a rural setting or an urban setting as to how the people felt. How the people felt General Conference ought to go. And so there was strong passions, strong convictions on each side, but respect, and a sense of. In fact, in one of the sessions, one of the persons that were there said, "I don't want to leave my church, and I don't want my church to leave me." And that was expressed from persons who felt like that the current stance of the United Methodist Church should go unchanged, and that same feeling was expressed by those who felt like we needed to make a change in the stance of our church. And so there was this real struggle among the people that they loved the church, they loved each other. They may not always agree with each other, and there was this real struggle of how do we stay together, and how do we honor each other, and how do we respect the authority of Scripture. And I think that was, for me, that was the challenge in the listening sessions that I had.
I think the people who came took it very seriously. I noticed several had prepared statements, written them out and read them either personally or from their church, deeply felt needs and hopes. And then also people sharing personally some amazing stories that were incredibly vulnerable. And again, I think just having that heard helped us all appreciate how complex our current situation is, and how we have different viewpoints on this, and there's a lot of uncertainty about the future. I also was very impressed by the range of positions that we heard. It wasn't just, just the scriptural point or just a personal story. There were people talking about the process itself, talking about communication of identity, talking about all kinds of things. And I thought folks really were wrestling with the complexity of this problem and trying to share that in front of the delegation, so that the delegation understood how much these matters mean to the church members.
I felt like the listening sessions were good because there were persons there who got to see members of the delegation. And at one of the sessions that I served as moderator, toward the end of the time together, the members of the delegation got to make a statement to the persons who had gathered there, and sharing with them their love for the church, their struggle in wanting to hear what God is calling the church to be and where God is calling the church to go. And so it was a very helpful sort of time of the delegation hearing from members of the conference and members of the conference hearing from members of the delegation. I felt that to me was a very, very good opportunity for each to hear the other.